Hollywood sightseeing tours are a classic way to see the city, and as a local, I've always wondered, what goes on these frickin' things? That's why today I'm in historic Hollywood, California, where I'll be going on the highest and the absolute lowest rated bus tours that are available today to give you the scoop on whether they earn that 5 out of 5 or, God forbid, something lower, much lower. So I'm starting with the highest rated bus tour based on Google reviews, and the highest rated is clearly Hollywood Bus Tours with a 4.9 out of 5 out of over 5,000 reviews. I got them printed out. Here's some of the reviews. We had the best time on our tour with Matthew. The bus drove us through the Hollywood Hills, which I've always wanted to see, and it's stunning. Darren says, I'll be honest, I went on this trip out of duress. However, I stand in awe and most definitely corrected. Jennifer says, we had a tour with Sean and it was well worth the money. He was very knowledgeable of the area and included a nice twist of humor. Thank you for an enjoyable experience. Man, I hope my experience lives up to it.
This company has a nice storefront on Hollywood Boulevard. They have bathrooms you can use, and they sell snacks and merch. I had some time to kill before my tour, so I just goofed around. Did a little celebrity spotting.
Yeah.
That empty store, that one's gonna be mine right in front of Hollywood Liquor. When they start putting YouTubers on here, next to like Mr. Beast and, I don't know, Charlie Bit My Finger.
And then our bus arrived. We were ready to start the tour. Someone in my group had a young child and they provided a child seat. Here's a look at the interior. Clean, nice, comfy, shielded from the sun. Our tour guide gave us a rundown of what we were gonna see.
Some celebrity homes, some movie locations, some pretty amazing views up on Mulholland.
And then the tour commenced. We got a bit of history.
Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, and Douglas Fairbanks Sr.
Went up into the Hollywood Hills. Look at those views. It was a beautiful day, the wind whipping by. Got an absolutely stunning view of the San Fernando Valley. And of course, some celebrity goss.
Years and years ago, it was bought by a young couple in love, Jennifer Lopez and Mark Anthony.
And some beautiful celebrity homes.
That's Adele's house.
A lot of it was just looking at homes up on the hillside and looking at people's front gates.
That's Paul McCartney's driveway. It leads to his house.
But it's kind of cool to know these people live amongst us. It was about this time I got a text message from the tour company asking me to leave a rating. I did notice that one of the reviews mentioned leaving a rating only halfway through the tour, which I thought was interesting. So this might be like a strategy they use to get those 5,000 reviews. And I'm not knocking them for that, it's just, 5,000 is a lot of reviews. Then we descended from the hills down to the center of beautiful Beverly Hills. Took a cruise down Rodeo Drive.
So we're taking a little break here at the 90-minute mark. I gotta say, I am having a blast. It's such a pleasure to be chauffeured around the city in an open-air vehicle like that, taking a break for a photo op at the Beverly Hills sign. Our tour guide has been great, really knowledgeable. He mentioned that Beverly Hills, all their power lines are buried, which I didn't know. Anyway, we got 30 minutes more. We're here in Beverly Hills, and I guess we're heading back to Hollywood. I'll reserve my judgment for now before determining whether this is, in fact, a 5 out of 5 experience.
The tour proceeded through West Hollywood and the Sunset Strip.
That is where rock stars would stay. Trash hotel rooms, toss TVs out windows.
And then back to Hollywood.
There are Dorothy Dandridge, Mae West, Anna Mae Wong, and Dolores Del Rio.
Oh my god, Anna Mae Wong, I know her. And then we arrived right back where we started after a, frankly, lovely tour.
I only have about 20 minutes before my next tour and I wanted to get something to eat, so I'm gonna do my review of the tour and then also do a little food review. At the same time, I went to Bao Bao House here at the Ovation, got some shumai. It's pretty cool here at the Ovation, obviously, I don't come here that often. They're actually setting up for the Academy Awards next weekend right now. The shumai is good. I also got a passion fruit tea. It's got seeds in it too, that's good. Nature's boba. So, that tour was awesome. It was exactly 2 hours long. It started in Hollywood, went up Mulholland Drive, then down into Beverly Hills, up the Sunset Strip, and then back to Hollywood. And honestly, it was a great route. You got to see so much, not just beautiful homes, but great vistas and just a great overview of this little corner of the city, and see things that you wouldn't normally see as a tourist. And the ride was also like very nice. It was very chill. It was great to be like out in the open air. And our tour guide drove like nice and slowly, not holding up traffic, but like at a nice leisurely pace so we can look around, take pictures of things. So the ride itself was really pleasant. And as for the tour, that was awesome. Our tour guide was so knowledgeable, very chill, very funny in like a low-key way. And it was clear that he was very passionate about the history of Hollywood, the history of Los Angeles, as well as the current landscape where celebrities currently live. And I know we're like going past people's houses and like staring in their windows, but it felt kind of respectful the way we did it. So here's the breakdown. The route, 5 out of 5. For a 2-hour ride, we were able to cover a pretty significant area while taking our time doing it. The ride, I give like a 5 out of 5. It was very comfortable, it felt safe, and it was nice and leisurely. It was paced out well. And the tour, now that's a 5 out of 5, mixing stuff that I like the history with some of the more contemporary celebrity gossip and just like fun, funny stories of celebrity sightings. I had a blast, even as a local who has been to all of these areas numerous times. It was really fun. Overall, I give that tour a 5 out of 5. And the Shumai, that was also good. That's a 5 out of 5. Next, I'll be taking the lowest rated bus tour based on Google reviews, which is the Hollywood Beverly Hills tour with a 2.7 star rating out of 10 reviews. One reviewer said, the tour guide was unprofessional, continuously say conspiracy theories, comments about LGBT community, very insulting to Canada. I would never recommend this service. Now I feel sorry for the American people. I will probably never visit again. Honestly, fair. Another reviewer said, awful experience. Driver was cursing in front of my 5-year-old the whole time, had road rage issues, and made multiple serious racist, homophobic, and anti-Semitic comments. We had the worst experience. Don't waste your money on that. Driver was so unprofessional, catcalling and spewing anti-Semitic slurs to people walking by. Save your money. Based on those reviews, it does not sound promising, but you know, I can't give it a rating based on other people's reviews. I'm just gonna have to go try it myself and hopefully not be the victim of a hate crime. Full transparency, there was one other bus tour that had lower reviews. It was a company called Beverly Hills Tours, which has a 1.1. They don't have a website, and the phone number on their Google listing is disconnected, so I'm going to assume it's out of business.
So I'm pretty sure they're the same business. There's a number of reasons I think this, but I think most convincingly, when you Google search the disconnected phone number for the old business, the 1-star business, it takes you to a Yelp page. And on that Yelp page is a photo of a pamphlet. And on that pamphlet is that disconnected phone number. The pamphlet looks exactly like this pamphlet that has the current phone number of the tour that I went on. And there's a few other things, like the names of the tour guides mentioned in both of the reviews are kind of the same. A lot of the complaints are the same between the reviews of the two companies. So I can't say for sure that the 1.1 star reviewed company is the same as that 2.7 star reviewed company that I went with. A 2.5 star, it actually went down since I went on it last week. But I can say,
I just have a few minutes. I'm rushing over across the street where this tour bus picks up.
it was a completely full tour, so I ended up in the front seat, which was cool, I guess. And before long, the tour began with some fun facts.
The original Academy Awards back in 1928 were held right here at the Roosevelt Hotel. And this Sunset West Hotel was in a movie called Species.
And it was pretty early on in the tour when I noticed what would become a trend of essentially coming to like a stop in traffic. You can see a few cars behind us and also, you know, the speed that we were going. Back on Rodeo Drive. And you know, this tour did have some genuinely good tips on celebrity sighting. What felt like real insider info.
And the night before the Grammys, we cruised out here at 7 o'clock. Everyone for the Grammys the night before. The gowns, the red carpet, the paparazzi. This place was the bomb.
And we hit a lot of the same classics as the other tour.
Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton.
And yeah, some cars might have piled up behind us, but, you know, people drive too fast on Mulholland anyway. I didn't think we were going that slow. It's like, just relax, enjoy the view. And our tour guide had the experience. He said he had been doing this a long time, and you can't argue with this route. Look at the view.
I almost got a ticket here last Friday. But there it is on the right, the Hollywood sign.
Then back down Cahuenga to Highland, and we're back in Hollywood.
Number one, we made it back safely. That's all that counts.
Got a drink at my favorite little hole-in-the-wall bar here in Hollywood, and I am ready to do my review of the Hollywood Beverly Hills tour. I loved it. I thought it was great. While the Hollywood Beverly Hills tour covered a lot of the same ground as the Hollywood bus tour, it had a very different flavor. They were both in the same Ford E-Class vans with the roof cut off and like a sunshade over the top. Hollywood Beverly Hills tour bus was like a little more rundown. Comfortable nonetheless. I ended up in the front seat, which was fine. I don't think you get the best views in the front seat. But you know, we're running a business here. Now, my tour guide for the Hollywood Beverly Hills tour, much like my last tour guide, was very knowledgeable about the history of Hollywood and was able to imbue the tour with his own personal experiences. Now, it was a shorter tour at only an hour and a half, and it cost more money. It was $60 versus the $45 that I paid for the Hollywood bus tours. So you might not be getting the same value there in terms of, you know, hours per dollar. Though we did travel much of the same route. This route started in Hollywood, went through the Sunset Strip, into Beverly Hills, where it kind of meandered around a little bit before hopping on Mulholland, up through the hills, then back down through the Cahuenga Pass, back into Hollywood. The reverse of my last route, and the reverse of the route that I guess most people take, but my tour guide was very adamant this was the correct route to take.
I mean, they teach every driver in Hollywood, you come down the hill. No, you don't, you go up. Like here, you see that one on the top? Doesn't even show it. You know why? Because they can't see it. And it aggravates.
And I kind of got it. Like, you did get better views of certain things, like the Hollywood sign. You got to see head on instead of having to kind of crane your head around to see. He did get a little close to pedestrians a couple times, which I didn't like, and slowed down a lot, like almost to a halt. He talked a lot about how the police single out tour buses.
And right here is where they crack down on the tour vans. No stopping anytime tour buses. That charcoal gray is Harry Potter's castle, the blues, the minions.
While also talking about how important they are to maintaining law and order.
There's not enough police. There's not enough space in the jails.
Talked a lot about how the police are like being defunded in Los Angeles, which is very obviously untrue.
This graph is the LAPD budget year over year. You can see it only goes up. It's at $2 billion now. This shows the LAPD budget compared to other city budgets where pretty much everything has gotten defunded except for the police and I guess sanitation.
There were a number of facts on this tour that seemed a little dubious. He did also stray a lot from the celebrity sightseeing into true crime, which I'm not a huge fan of.
And she had 50 stab wounds. May have actually been murdered, this P. Diddy. Michael Jackson was murdered. And it wasn't even Dr. Murray who killed him.
And I can see how some other people might not want to hear about that when they're really just trying to see like Bruno Mars's house. He did also veer into some weird conspiracy theory and dog whistle stuff occasionally.
Illuminati, cabal kind of place. And believe it or not, I hate to say this, but that they've even done human sacrifices.
So I didn't see any road rage. I didn't explicitly hear any racist, anti-Semitic, or homophobic comments. And I can only speak to what I experienced, and what I experienced did kind of come close a few times, but nothing explicit. Okay, so let's break it down. How was the ride? It was okay. I wasn't as thrilled about stopping in the middle of the road. It did feel a little unsafe at times, but you know, my tour driver just did it to give us the best experience. He wanted us to see the sights, and sometimes that meant having to kind of stop the flow of traffic. So as much as it's maybe illegal, I can kind of appreciate the tour guide bending the law a little bit to give us the best experience possible. Ride, I'd give like a 4.5 out of 5. For the route, well, it wasn't bad. I mean, I appreciate the advantages of taking the reverse of the more common tour route. This tour was a little shorter, so we didn't get the opportunity to stop for the photo op, which was nice in the other tour. So for the route, I'd give it like a 4.5 out of 5. So for the tour, Man, I thought it was great. We were getting some real unexpected out-of-the-box facts, a little conspiracy, a little true crime. Maybe they weren't all facts per se, but baby, it's a city of storytellers. The tour driver kept saying how real his tour was, and it was real. It did not feel polished. It was the sort of thing that you might hear in a dive bar in Hollywood, on a street corner in Hollywood. It's a flavor I'm familiar with, but I hope maybe it was like a special moment for the people in our tour who were visiting from like Minnesota. And honestly, I appreciate it. I had a good time. So for the tour, I give it a 5 out of 5, which gives the Hollywood Beverly Hills tour an overall rating of what, like 4.75 out of 5. So can I say the Hollywood Beverly Hills tour deserves its 2.7 star rating? I mean, yeah, probably. If people were experiencing homophobic, racist, anti-Semitic comments, yeah, it deserves a 2.7. It probably deserves a lower rating than that. All I can speak to is my experience, which I had fun. I had a good time. It was nice to just be out there in the sun, looking at the sights, relaxing. And because it had that little special, unpredictable quality, this is a tour that I would consider going on again with friends. I can't necessarily recommend it because I don't want you to like go out there and experience you know, these horrible things that were mentioned in the comments. But maybe it could be like a fun experience for a birthday party, like a group gathering. And I myself had a great time. Wow, what an adventure it was. I feel like I got to see my city in a whole new way as a tourist. And man, it could have gone either way, but I'm so glad that I had a great time. And I hope that you did too, because I really wouldn't have done it without you. Anyway, I'm about to hop on another bus, one where I know I'll always have a good time, an LA City Metro bus. Well, until next time, I appreciate you, and I hope to see you again real soon.